Hi, it's Summer, and this is going to be a very big book haul. These are all of the books that I've gotten from December to now, so that is like Christmas and my birthday, and I'm going to try to do this quickly, so I'm just gonna get started. This is my most recent purchase, and I found it at the thrift store yesterday. It's The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is high fantasy, and I'm pretty sure it's set in a world where there are like constant earthquakes and things like that, and there are people that can control the earthquakes and other natural disasters that are happening. That's really all I know about it, other than people love it, so I'm really excited to read this one eventually. Then I have my absolutely beautiful edition of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I think this is the Penguin Random House Vintage Edition. I got this from Book Depository, but I'm actually pretty sure now that you can get it like through Amazon and stuff. I have 2 other copies of this book, but it's my favorite book, so I kind of don't feel bad getting another copy. I just am obsessed with this cover. I think it's so pretty. Definitely fits the vibe of the book. This one is fantasy kind of mixed with contemporary elements. It has to do with bees and keys and swords and owls. It has to do with time and fate, an underground labyrinth library. It's a book that is just written for book lovers, and it's just my favorite, so happy to have this edition of it. And then I have A Cat Cafe Christmas by Cody Gary. This is a really cute cover. As you can see, I already started it back in December. I don't know why, but I just like couldn't get through it in December, so I'm just going to save it and read it next Christmas. This one says, it's a laugh out loud, opposites attract romance about 3 of the world's most beloved seas: Christmas, coffee, and cats. And that was everything that I needed to know about it to buy it. And then next I have The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. This was gifted to me by the publisher through Biblio Lifestyle on Instagram. This one is a thriller. It's my very first Karen Slaughter that I've owned, and I think it's gonna be the first one by her that I pick up. It's about a woman who, when she was a child, had this really big like family tragedy thing that happened. And then almost 30 years after that incident, violence comes to her town again. She's a lawyer now, and she's the first one to witness the scene of like the violence and like the murder and stuff that's happened. And it says that it's a case that unleashes the terrible memories that she spent so long trying to suppress. And some like family secrets come out and stuff, so I think it's gonna be a good one. I've heard from people that this is a good one to start with. So yeah, very excited about this. After that, I have X's and O's by Amy Lee. This was the buddy read for the X's and O's readathon that I was a co-host for. This is actually book number 2 in the series, but this is about Tara, who decides that she wants to revisit her old relationships and her exes to see if she can have her own second chance romance, and she enlists her roommate Trevor to help her accomplish that. Very cute and perfect for Valentine's Day. Next, I have Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm pretty sure this is about 2 authors that write completely different genres, and so they decide to switch genres with each other and write the complete opposite of what they normally do, and then I'm guessing they fall in love. I got this one for Christmas as part of Gwen's Patreon book exchange. So this one is from my friend Tyra, who is also part of the Night Owls and stuff. After that is a book that I'm so excited to read. This is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I feel like this book has just been everywhere because it's a new release and it's just beautiful. This one says, a curmudgeon professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark magic, friendship, and love in this heartwarming and enchanting fantasy. Keep an eye out for a future reading vlog where I read this one. This one was also gifted by the publisher through Biblio Lifestyle. It's through her book tours that she does on Instagram. But this one is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. And the premise is exactly what the title says, and I am so intrigued. I've had a few friends read this and really like it, so I'm excited to pick it up. I have another book that I got for Christmas. This one is from my friend Keisha. She got me this graphic novel called Aquacorn Cove. It's by Kay O'Neill. I am literally so excited to read this book this summer. It is just like the perfect summertime aesthetic. And like aqua unicorns, are you kidding me? That is the cutest thing ever. Also for Christmas, my friend Jessie got me The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This one is a thriller that takes place on a secluded lake. The main character is kind of spying on her neighbors and sees some things go down, and she just kind of is trying to investigate on her own. She's a little bit of an unreliable narrator. I love Riley Sager, so I was really excited to get this one. Then I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. I think this is kind of like an alternate history slash fantasy, and I think that it's dark academia about people that go to this school that is based around like language and stuff. I just want to read all of the dark academia things, and I've been hearing really good things about this one, so I'm excited to get to it eventually. This one is also from Tyra from the Night Owl Book Exchange. It's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. It obviously has a vampire in it, and I think it's about like suburban moms that have a book club. I'm sure that it's going to be funny and also probably pretty gory and gross. After that, I picked up probably my most anticipated release of this year, and that is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Ninth House. This series follows Alex Stern while she's attending school at Yale University, and there's secret societies, very dark academia, some magic, some murder. I loved Ninth House, so I'm really excited to read the sequel. This book I'm also so excited to read. This is A Far Wilder Magic by Allison Saft. This cover is amazing. I don't really know a ton about this except for it's like historical fiction, fantasy. It looks very like cottagecore dark academia, and I'm just here for it. My friend Megan on Instagram loves this book, and she definitely convinced me to pick it up, so I'm really excited to read this one. This one my cousin Alli got me for Christmas, and it's The Cartographers by Punk Shepherd. This was in my top 3 favorite books that I read last year, and I didn't have my own copy, so I was like literally over the moon, so happy to get this. This one is dark academia. It's set around cartography and maps. It has a secret society. It's just so good. So I'm so happy to finally have my own copy. This one is from my friend Megan that I just barely mentioned on Instagram. Her username is The Ginger Hobbit. She got me Lore Olympus Volume 1. This is by Rachel Smith. I'm pretty sure this is kind of like a Hades and Persephone retelling, but it's also a graphic novel, and I just love the art style too. This one is from my friend Gwen, and she got it for me for Christmas, and it's The Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. It's written by Rael Nason and illustrated by Byron Eggenschweiler. I love this so much. It's just a little children's book, but I have flipped through it a little bit, and I love the illustration style, and I cannot wait to read this fall. I just love the art style and the color palette, so beautiful. Next up, I have this one that my grandparents got me for Christmas. It's a coffee table book about one of my favorite artists, Hilma af Klint. So freaking beautiful. I think it has some entries about her life, and then also like some things talking about her art. These are some of my favorite paintings from her. There's a museum in Maryland that has, I think, like 7 of her watercolor paintings, and I want to go so bad. Yeah, I love her style. She did a lot of stuff with like mystics, and I think that she was in this like group of women that did like seances and did art and stuff like that. So she was very like witchy. So yeah, I love her art. I'm really looking forward to sitting down and like really looking at the pictures and like reading some of the entries and stuff. And then my cousin Alli got me The Inadequate Heir by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the 3rd book in the Bridge Kingdom series, which is like so good. If you like Throne of Glass, you need to read this series. The series is like enemies to lovers, slow burn, lots of like politics and war and stuff like that. It's just so good, so fun, so fast paced. I still need to read book 2 and this one, but I'm really hoping to get to them sometime soon this year. Next, I have The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the 2nd book in the Bridge Kingdom series. Gabby from Gabbing About Books got this for me for Christmas. So now I have all of the books to continue in the series and finish it. After that, I have a book. I'm not sure if I've already hauled this, but I thought I would just throw it in just in case. It's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I honestly don't know anything about this other than it's romance, and it's by Emily Henry. And I actually got this for $1 at the thrift store, which is my favorite thing ever. After that, I have The Gathering Dark, and it's an anthology of folk horror edited by Tori Bovalino. My cousin Alli got this for me for Christmas alongside The Cartographers. I am just like so obsessed with this cover, and I cannot wait to read this fall. Next, I have a lot of birthday books. These 3 are from my friend Zoe, and she has an Instagram and a YouTube channel. The first one she got me is And Yet by Kate Baer, and it's a book of poetry. I think that it's about like feminism and being a woman and stuff, and I just love this cover. She also got me Spells for Forgetting, which I feel like is kind of a thriller, but also kind of like magical too. I really don't know a whole lot about this one, except that I have some friends that have really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to have this one. And then she got me this absolutely beautiful graphic novel. It's called The Sprite and the Gardener, and it's by Ree Abrego and Joe Witt. Literally so cute. Prettiest color palette. I don't know anything about this book plot-wise, but I already know that I'm going to be obsessed with the illustrations. Next up, I have Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I think this edition is called a Wordsworth edition. This one is from my friend Heather from Instagram. I'm just literally so obsessed with this cover and this edition, and I've also never read Alice in Wonderland, so I'm really excited to read this one eventually. And it has all of like the original illustrations in it too. Here's the back, but yeah, I just love it. My friend Jessie got me Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. I've already read this series, but I didn't have volumes 3 and 4 yet. So Jessie got me this one. And then my friend Rachel from Happy Go Lovely Sleeves got me volume 4. So this just worked out so perfectly. I just love Nick and Charlie. Next, my friend Liv from Liv's Library got me Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I feel like this cover is so cute. I love like the handwriting and just like the simple like yellow books on the cover. This takes place in a bookstore. I think there's like one book in particular that's kind of like magical, and we follow one of the workers at the bookstore. Then I have this chonky book from my friend Gabby. This is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is also one that Megan has convinced me to read. I honestly don't really know anything about this other than it's high fantasy, but just kind of skimming the back, it looks like it's about like a queen and assassins and forbidden magic and a war that's happening. And I just think that it's going to be a really good fantasy. And then my last book is one that my husband got me for my birthday. It's Cold Clay by Juno Black. This is the second book in the Shady Hollows Cozy Mystery series. It follows personified animals that have like day jobs and stuff, and there's like murder and things that happen in their town, and the main character is Vera Vixen. She's a reporter, and so she likes to investigate a lot of the things that are happening in her town. Also, all of the covers are just beautiful. So those are all the books that I have purchased and received over the last few months. I'm genuinely just like so excited to read all of these books. Thank you so much to all the friends that sent me books for Christmas and my birthday. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.